Hello, this is Katie again with my coffee and another card from the card kit by Valerie for Scrapmania. I will leave all the information down below. I gave her a call at the store at Scrapmania and they have plenty, so they will ship it to you. There are 5 cards. This is the shaker card and it's adorable. I love the inside. And I read through the instructions first because of the shaker portion, but it is very easy. And this is how I want to create shaker cards from here on out. So, we're just putting down the orange backing to the card base, and then this piece centered on there as well. And then we begin the shaker portion. So the first part is to color this in. The original had like a half blue, half green kind of thing. So I'm just picking a light blue and doing the bottom half of all the letters from my True Blue blend. Again, I am using my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. I love these. They are just so easy. And you pick one color combo and you've got it all in one marker. And it's fantastic. And I have a few videos back on a full review of these, as well as a link to purchase them. If it's still the same amount, it's $150 for the whole set. And there's a carrying case, I believe, for $25. It should still be on sale. I don't know why it wouldn't be. And then I just used the lightest green in the Alpine Green, which I think is my favorite green blend out of all the greens, to do the upper portion. So this kind of looks like an earth, kind of, which is probably what he's supposed to be. And then I'm just going to color in the little hearts, but we're not coloring in the little circle guy, whatever he is. It wasn't colored in the example. I don't know how I would color it anyway. Then we are going to stick that down to the card. And I probably could have stuck it down a little smidgen higher, but it worked out just fine. So we're going to glue this down. This is such a super easy shaker situation. I've never thought of like, I don't know, like building it up this way. I don't know. I don't do a lot of shaker cards. Maybe that's why, because I don't really know the best way to do it. So I want to make sure that the foam piece, so you get a foam balloon cutout with the Lawn Fawn die, and you glue the foam piece down. And I didn't use too much because I don't want to have to use embossing powder. I don't have one of the embossing powders with the brush on it. I just have a bag, and I usually use that and a paintbrush. But I don't want to have to dust the inside, so I'm not using too much glue or anything like that. I just want to, because this does involve foam tape. There's nothing to like de-stickify really if you don't use a ton of glue. So I'm just using a little bit of glue. So then we layer on 2 white cardstock cutouts of the balloon. Had to take a sip of my coffee. And then inside here is the acetate. They put it between 2 pieces of paper and taped it shut. So I'm about to put on the acetate when I realize that I haven't put in the shaker bits. So now we get to play/fight with the shaker bits for a few minutes. I was putting in the paper little confetti pieces like one by one because I wanted to make sure that they weren't upside down, because the top of the die cut always looks better. And then I was putting in the beads. I don't use all of it. I think all of it would probably be too much. I had one of the beads land in the glue, so I had to wipe the glue off of it, and then I put it back in. So I'm just picking a good mix of the little paper confetti pieces, and then as many beads as I want, and just kind of spreading them around. When you're making a shaker, you want to make sure that you're not stacking everything too high. You don't want it to end up higher than this little barrier that you've built before you put on the acetate. And you also want to give it room to move around. So you don't want to use too much stuff. And you don't want anything kind of like on top of each other. So I'm trying to spread out all of these things. And then I'll put the rest of it back in the bag. And then the first time, I probably should have like rubbed the acetate a little better. The first time I stick it down, it like statically picks up a couple things. And then they got stuck in the glue, so I have to like fix that and then I tried to like wipe the static off of the acetate and then put it back down. So my glue was kind of drying for a little bit, but it worked out just fine. And it was probably better that it wasn't so wet on the glue. So now we have our acetate and our shaker bits are moving around. Then you have the yellow, the last piece, cut out of some Lawn Fawn pattern paper, and that'll be the top. So that's a really fun way to make a shaker. I don't think I've done it that way before. You basically use the die to cut out the fun foam, which most die cutting machines do just fine, rather than having to use like foam tape and create a double layer foam tape that's super, super skinny. It's just kind of hard to work with. So then I will stick down the grass, test our shaker some more, and then I'm going to get out our little guy and his butterflies and his grasses and the balloon string. And we're going to color these in. And I'm going to use, again, my Alpine Green combo on the grass. I'm just going to use the mid and the light color. Since these are pretty small images, I only need like a 2-color blend. And I like that both ends of these, like the dark one is dark on the name, like on the end cap. And then on the light end, it's lighter. So you remember which end to put that on. I totally went out of lines. These are, I recommend just using one of the colors and then capping it and then going to the next. That way you're not ever going to mix them up. Had to have more coffee. Then you're not mixing them up as you go. And they're really easy to cap. They're not as difficult to open as the original Spectrum Noirs sometimes can be. And so quickly going between colors isn't an issue. I think I go back in with the darker coral because the mid and the light wasn't enough of a blend for me, so I bring that dark side of the coral marker back in, and then I just do that bigger butterfly, starting with the dark color. So we're just mixing coral and blue for the butterflies. So I'm going to go to the dark side, and then I just blend. On these two, I go with the dark and then the lightest to fix those little areas. And then I use all 3 from the coral blend on the larger butterfly, the upper half. That butterfly I found out is not on the card, so I took him out. I didn't want to have to figure out where to put him based on the sample, since he wasn't on the sample. So I just set him aside. I will use him for something else. And then for the flower, I decided to do purple instead of the color that was on the card, since I love this purple blend. So I'll blend out all 3 colors. And the pointed tips, I mean the bullet nib, makes it really easy to put down one of each color when you're in a small area. So if you do want to use a 3-color blend, then it works out. I settled on the orange blend. The card used probably like a reddish brown. I didn't look at the colors on the list, but this was the closest I could find to a good like fox color. But it's the burnt orange blend in the tri-blends, and I really like how it turned out. So I'm kind of following along on the sample, like where the fox was shaded, and just kind of went from there. The burnt orange combo on the originals was not very good. This one was much better. I go through a comparison in my video, a few videos back, where I reviewed the full set of the tri-blends. And I show you, I have this bunny stamp from Flora and Fauna that I colored in. So it's just a bunch of bunnies. It's the same bunny over and over. But I show you the originals of the same numbers, like BO2, 4, 2, and 1 here, I think. The originals compared to the tri-blends, and almost always the tri-blends is going to be a better combo. I think there was maybe only one, there were 1 or 2 where both of them were okay, but it was very rare, if at all, that the same colors on the original spectrums actually like had a good blend. So these tri-blends are a much better option over the original Spectrums. I don't know how I can like talk poorly of the same company and two different products, but their originals are terrible and the tri-blends are awesome, but it's the same company. So there's that. Just reformulated colors. So we've got all our little dudes colored in. We're going to stick down our balloon string. I think this is how I realized that my balloon could have been a little bit higher, because the balloon string came down lower than it did in the sample, but it worked out fine. And there was some glue that squeezed out, so I was cleaning that up. And then just some die cut extra floof that you can scrape off. So the little fox guy is going to be holding the balloon. And then we'll put down the extra grass bits. And I had to clean up where I colored outside of the lines a little bit more. So we're going to add this grass onto the grassy background, which is really cute. I like that. And then this is our little butterfly trail coming in from the left. I think this is all one stamp set. I'm going to link down below the store. I probably said earlier, I gave her a call in between my last video and this video, and she said there's plenty of kits left. So this video and the last video are 2 of the 5 cards in the set. You can give her a call, you can pay, and she will ship you everything you need, including the box of foam squares that were in the video before this. And you can put together these cards yourself, and you can support a small business while you are at it. And these are just adorable and very fun. I haven't put together a card kit in a very long time, because normally I'm the one kitting it for card class when I do or am able to hold card classes. And sometimes if I have extras, I'll put together my own kits, but I'm never really putting together someone else's kits. And so that's why I got it, because I really wanted to. And I'm having fun. And I get to craft all weekend. So I'll probably have videos for the 3 other cards as well. I'm just adding some white accents and then cleaning him up a little bit. Oh, and then I wanted to fill in his ear. I kind of forgot. I filled it in with the light flesh color, I think, but I wanted it to be pink. So I just added that. And that's it. Thank you for watching. And if you want to purchase, I will put the phone number down below. And I will see you guys probably again today. Thanks for watching. Bye.